everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am Kate. I am a third grade teacher in San Diego, California, and I have been teaching for 16 years. Today's video is a continuation of our coronavirus cancels education. So in part one, we talked about just everything leading up to the cancellation, the schools being closed. In part two, we kind of talked about how it would impact our students. And today is going to be about some resources. Everything I'm going to tell you is free for teachers. I'm not planning on putting anything in here that costs money just because I want it to be something that is easily accessible to everybody. And I'm going to go through a couple of the things that I did once I found out the school was closing in order to kind of help my students plan to make their days as normal as possible. And then I'll give you also some other resources that I found along the way that could be helpful to you. Again, I do teach elementary, so some of these may not transfer well into middle school or high school, but hopefully there will be something in here for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at these resources. I'm going to turn you over to my computer now, and I will see you guys again at the end of the video. About Google Calendar here. So calendars, I'm going to give you just a quick overview with this. So we are going to go here to our 3x3 array. So if you're on your Google landing page, like on the search page, you can come up here. You click on that. You can see all of these different options in here. One of them is classroom. We'll get into that later. And we're going to go ahead and click calendar. So right now the calendar is set up in week format. I actually prefer it in month when I'm setting things on my calendar. So it's just easier to see. And it is March 26th right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a calendar. We're going to come down here. We're going to hit the plus button. We're going to hit create new calendar. And you could name this anything like homework or school, activities, sports, whatever you want. Just school. Okay. So to better manage my days. All right, so we're going to hit create calendar, boom, and we're going to go back here. I do not want anything but this school one on there. And I actually think I'm going to change the color because I just don't want that color, so I'll do purple. All right. So I want you to start thinking about like your days and the things that you need to do. So I'm going to put here that I have a morning meeting that I do each and every day. And I'm going to have it go from the 26th until the 27th. And what I'm going to put is more options. And we have it on this day, but I don't want it to be an all-day event. So I'm going to have it be the first thing that I do in the morning. So let's put 8:15 to 8:30, right? And I'm going to hit save. And what happens is that I can see here that from here to here, I have a morning meeting. But if I don't like that bar, I can do it slightly differently. So I'm going to hit, yep, got it. I'm going to hit edit and I'm going to change the end date here. And what you'll see is now it has it as a single item. And the reason single items are nice is because when you look at it on the day, it has it set up. Or even if you look at it by the week, it'll have it set up so you can easily see, ooh, at this time I'm doing this. Now, if you do want that to repeat, you can go ahead and you can hit duplicate here, boom, and we're going to pick for it to also happen on this day. We'll hit save, boom. Oops. Oh, so you might be wondering what happened here. This has already happened. This has not happened yet. When you look at it in your month view, it'll show it like this, already completed and started. But if I had not done one of the things, I could delete it if I wanted to. Okay. So the other thing that I'm going to want you to do when you're thinking about your calendars is think about the different things that are happening on those days. So my students, they have gardening, and they have gardening at usually around 10:40 on Thursdays. So I'm going to put outdoor ed And then I'm going to say help my mom and dad in the garden. Okay, so that's going to be what I'm going to do. I am going to add a time. The time will be at 10:45, and we'll do it until, let's say, 11:30. All right, so I'm going to hit that and hit save. Now I'm going to add here, again, all these things have already passed. So I'm going to skip now over to a day that hasn't happened yet. So let's go ahead and say Friday morning we have PE. And so I'm going to put that the time would be, let's say, 10:45, and we'll go till 11:30 again. And what I'm going to say is go out and play tag with my sister. Go for a small walk with my mom. Okay, so those are the two activities that I'm going to do for PE, and I'll hit save. Now, some of you might be thinking, geez, I don't want to write that every single day. So you have another option to go in here, and you can hit edit, and you can say that this item is going to repeat, and it's going to repeat weekly on Fridays. So let's go look at the calendar now. If I go to April, you will see that it is in there. And then I can have an end date if I want, like if I want to stop it. If, like, let's say it's spring break, so this would be spring break time, I can delete just that event. This event, don't do this and following, don't do all events. You want to get rid of just that one. That way it keeps the ones that you have done. And then we're going to actually have this end. We're going to do a custom now. And we're going to have it end in June on the 19th. We'll say done. So now when I go back and I look at my thing, what I can see is that it will have PE in there until the 12th, and it ended there. That'll be the last day that I have PE. And the idea here with the calendars is you can go in, you can schedule out your days, and it's going to help you to kind of keep a little bit more organized on what you want to accomplish, and also trying to keep your day as normal as possible. Basically, if you're using Google Classroom, you will not need your students to log in via here because you have the option to import classes via your classrooms. So we're going to go ahead and just, I'm already logged in currently, but we're going to go ahead and hit assignments in progress. Well, let's go to find content first. So you can look for anything. Maybe I want my students to look at coral reefs, go coral reefs. So what you'll find is a bunch of different options, and because I teach 3rd grade, you can narrow it down. You could narrow it down to ebooks. They have lots of options. So like maybe we want just reading passages. Maybe we want article a day. Maybe we want a paired text. So what they'll do is they'll take 2 similar texts that the students can read. If you want them just to read a single thing, then you can just assign that. Article a day means there are multiple things that kind of touch upon that. So obviously coral reefs, Australia, that would make sense to me. You can kind of just play around and pick what you want. If you want to assign something to your students, you would just click on it here, and you can see that there's different options. You can have the passage, vocabulary, or question sets. The vocabulary that they would be learning in this one would be device, monitor, and pollution. And they can even have it read to them.
Goes digital. Can computers help save this endangered habitat? Live from Australia, it's the Great Barrier Reef. Scientists are using special sensors, known as digital skins.
Okay, so what we see here is that it will read the story to the students. And obviously, when the students are looking at it, they are not going to have everything here on this side. They're going to have just the story for them. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit assign, and I can now choose, yes, I want this. Maybe I don't want comprehension. Maybe I want the setting questions. And then I can choose the class that I want it to go to from my Google Classroom. So I can choose the whole class, I can choose specific students, or if I have groups set up. This will allow you to differentiate. I'm not going to click on that because I don't want my students' names to show. And then you can choose like your start date. Maybe I want it to start on the 30th, and then let's say I only want to give them 10 days to complete it. And then you would assign that. You can't see it because of the thing, but it's just right underneath here, the option to assign. So that is how you assign items. And what's really cool is I'm going to go back to here. I can look at my assignments and I can see that right now in this class called check-in that I have 8 out of 27 students who have submitted. Now, I'm not going to go into this just for the pure fact that it's got like my students' information in there. But once you go in, you'll see exactly which questions they got right. And if there's ones where they have to like type an answer, you can see that and like grade it really fast. So it's really, really lovely. You can leave notes for the kids. If a kid submitted but didn't answer anything, you can like reassign it. So it's really great. You can check future assignments coming up if you have to change due dates. If an assignment has already passed but you want to give more time, you can go back in and change it. And then you've got this like student progress sheet. So it's really, really a great tool. And if you are on Google and you're using Google Classroom, it's super easy to sync. Be different things that I like on YouTube, and obviously I'm not going to hit all of them. This is my gardening channel and I just have not had time to upload, obviously, but yeah, if you want to subscribe you can. But what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to my teaching channel. We'll search for it. There I am. You can subscribe to me here as well if you like. And what we want to do is actually go over here to playlists. And so for me, you might have to look through a little bit more, but for me, it's the second option. So I'm going to click that. And yeah, this is me reading different stories for kids online. I will continue to leave this up as long as schools are closed because I am aware that many kids cannot get to libraries or don't have access to books. So I hopefully will be adding to this list as well. But you can see there are tons of stories in here for you to look at. Some have thumbnails, some do not. But yeah, this is a great resource. There will be more coming, but feel free to watch those, especially if you're a parent and you just need a little break or something like that. This is an option. There are many story time readers out there. I think there's one called Story Time with Miss Becky, if I remember correctly. And this is not the original one. Maybe she started over. I'm not too sure, but she's got tons and tons. Let me get rid of this so you can see better. This looks like her, all right. So she's a great resource. I don't know if she restarted her channel. I'm not too sure. But there's another resource. I mean, you could really look up anything on here and just say story time, reading, and just see what pops up. Right? So you have like tons on here. Yeah. Okay. Then for like math, I really love this channel. And they're great. They have tons and tons of stuff. This is new, obviously, 3 weeks ago. I don't want to play it just for the pure fact of like copyright, but lots of great things in here. And then they also have it separated out by, I am subscribed on my teaching channel. I actually found them at under 20,000. Not that that's important, but They have playlists, so depending on what you're wanting to teach or like the grade level, you know, like the age of your child, you could do this, like math songs for 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, multiplication songs, geometry videos. So they just have tons of stuff, and it's really like the animation's really, really good. So that's a lot of English ones that they put in, but there's a lot of different options in here, and they're pretty fun. You really can kind of find lots of different things on here. Like even if you want to find out like how to teach like writing, like we can type in opinion writing and see what pops up. So you can really kind of search. I did assign these to my students. Again, I'm not going to show you because of copyright, but yeah, I mean, you can click on any of these and, you know, it'll walk you through. I would suggest maybe that you look first before you let your kids look, just to make sure it's something you're okay with them seeing, because hi, this is YouTube. Anyway, so these are a couple resources. YouTube is definitely a place that you can go for support. Really love on here is called Art Hub for Kids, and these are all like directed drawings. So you can see they're quite popular. It's a super cute family. They actually inspired me to do directed drawings, which I started to, and then I kind of like fell off doing that. But you can just see that basically the dad here, he's the artist, and he always teaches somebody in the family how to do like one of the drawings. So if you're looking for different like art things to do with your kids, this is another great resource. I really, really like that one. If you want to look at mine, mine were called Primary Pictures. Let's see. Perfect. You don't need a ruler for this. And I want it to be a fairly long line. And then you want a medium bushy tail. I'm going to Okay, so this was my bunny. All right, guys, it's editing Kate here. In this video, it's already too long. So I think what would make more sense is to just finish up the video now and then start like a new series of like monthly resources, like my top resource that I'm using that month, and like go into depth about it. And we could either do it as a premiere where you can ask questions, or if there's not student information on that resource, we could do it as a live. And I just think that that would be a lot more beneficial to you guys, and also I wouldn't feel as rushed to try to like fit it all into like certain time increments. So anyway, if that is something that you think would be beneficial, or you would prefer like that kind of a format, we could do like a monthly resource, like my top resource of the month. Yeah, leave me a comment down below. Okay, you guys, so hopefully those resources were extremely helpful. I think one of the best things I did for my students was to have them do those calendars, because the calendar truly was a way for them to figure out how they wanted their day to look, to keep it as normal as possible. And I think it was really, really beneficial for the kids to map that out. And then once they are looking at their calendars, they can say, "Ooh, I need to practice writing right now. Let me go see what writing resources there are on the website for me to practice." Okay. So, or they could go, "Oh, I need to do math. Let me open my math book. I should be doing this page right now," right? So I think that that was something that was extremely like relieving for my students that I had on that Friday. And I hope the other resources are things that you either didn't know about, or if you did, that I was better able to give you like a view on why you should be using them in your classroom. So if any of this was helpful at all, make sure you give this a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit the bell, because part 4 will be coming in a few days. And I hope that this video was extremely helpful. If it was, please share it or any of the other ones in this series with somebody that you think would benefit from this. So that is it, guys. I will see you for part 4. It will be a lot shorter, I do promise. See you guys then. Bye.